Let me introduce you to compound math. The purpose of compound math is to group peaks together. Now, they don't necessarily need to be contiguous. They could be at different retention times in the chromatogram, but it will take those peaks, however many you select, and aggregate that into one entity. And that compound entity will then have its own calibration curve. With compound math, here is a set of 5 peaks that have been grouped together. And there needs to be a relationship that's established so that compound math can act on these peaks as a group. And that happens with the compound group. It's useful because the compound group gives you navigation in quant so that you can visualize and filter on that particular group. So these work together. So we established that relationship in the method editor. So in this example of aerochlor, where these 5 peaks are totaled, they all share the same compound group. And you can see that the total is marked as the compound math aggregate entity. And you get a choice of summing the response, averaging the responses. You can sum the concentrations, or you can average the concentrations. And the TPH behavior is explained in another section. A useful tool with compound math is the zero total compound add-in. Now, you can activate that by going to the Tools menu, choosing Add-in, make sure that zero total compound is activated, and when that is, you'll see an extension to the manual integration toolbar. There'll be a choice to clear the aggregate entity, it operates on the entire total compound, or to zero peak that entity. Alright, for the demo, I'd like to show you in the GC flavor compound group A. And that shows the total of each of these individual components, which are aggregated to the total, aerochlor 1242 total, that creates a totaled response sum of the calibration curve. Next, let me show you the extensions with the add-in to manual integration. So I will go and manually integrate. I can integrate each individual peak that is a component of the aggregate, or I can zero peak them here on the manual integration toolbar. In one shot, I can zero peak all of them, or I can undo that and basically return to the areas that came from the original integration if I want to go back. So here you can see I've returned back to that integration. Thanks for your attention.